How did you injure that hand? This hand? I injured it in middle school when I fell. And it was a compound fracture, and I had a plate put in, and it wasn't taken out. And I wanted to practice boxing, and I did a little surgery. And it grew, and it just was all messed up in there, and it was a really hard surgery, but we had to take it out. If you're doing boxing and there's a plate in there and the plate gets hit, it hurts a lot. And also, you can't have the plate if you want to strike back. The doctor told me it was going to be a very simple surgery, but I was on the surgery bed for 5 hours because they couldn't get one of the screws out of my bone. And they tried everything, but the screw just couldn't get taken out. And I tried 4 or 5 doctors, and they just couldn't do it. And I just kept changing doctors, and they kept trying. And eventually they said, we can't do it. And the doctor said, just don't take it out. Please don't make us feel bad. And I'm on the surgery bed, and I'm just so sad. But I told myself, if no one can help me, it's just me. It's just like when you're fighting in a boxing match. It's just you. And so I told the doctor, you have to take it out. And so the doctor eventually took it out, and they took out the plate, and unfortunately the screw still getting taken out. But I still want to thank the doctors. And I was just so unlucky, because when I was practicing, I was in the guard, and then someone threw a hook and broke my hand. That hand. Yeah, that hand where the screw was stuck in. So the doctor said you have to do another surgery. You have to put another plate in, and you have to put 5 more screws in there. And I was just so sad and heartbroken. And I didn't know it was broken. I just knew it hurt. And then I saw the x-ray and I realized, oh man, it's broken again. And I have to do another surgery. And I didn't want to tell my parents. They were farmers. They didn't have money. And they had a lot of stress. And I didn't have much money either. And so what would telling them have to do? Like, what use would it be? It would just prevent me from fighting. So I started borrowing money. And I went to the hospital, and I did another surgery. And the doctor told me, because of that bone, it's broken. It's too much of a fracture. You have to replace it with another bone. Do you want to use artificial bone, or do you want to use your own body's bone? And I said, I'm going to use my own bone to replace that bone. Because to buy some artificial bone, it's like $3,000-$4,000, not dollars, RMB. And I didn't have that money. So I took one of my pelvic bones and we removed it. And I took that bone and I added it to my right arm. And we did the surgery, and it worked. So it worked, but he's not able to use his right hand anymore in any kind of striking or defense. So my Sifu told me he knows a lot, and he'll take care of me. So I asked him, can I fight with one hand? The doctor said no. But I asked my Sifu, and he said, yeah, persistence. That's what Kung Fu is. And I just felt good. I knew I could do it. I really like how they're teaching Wing Chun in Europe. European Wing Chun. And they changed it a lot. And I think they took a lot of the good of Wing Chun, the framework, they adapted other things in it. The steps, the punches, the throws, the elbows, the knees, they all added it in. And you call that Wing Chun? Yeah, that's Wing Chun. It's still Wing Chun. Why not call it Wing Chun? They didn't change the foundation of Wing Chun. So what do you think is the foundation of Wing Chun? The foundation of Wing Chun is you can fight. And you can actually beat someone. And on top of that, you have Chinese culture in it. That's Wing Chun. So you're changing it, and changing it more. Isn't it very far from what Wing Chun is? So, like, for example, you add in Muay Thai, or you add in boxing, you add in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So isn't that just like MMA? So what's the difference? No. I think there's always going to be Chinese Kung Fu in it. Because Chinese Kung Fu has such great culture that cannot change. Even if you add things to it, it'll always be Wing Chun. I don't know about you guys, but that was really inspiring. If you really love something, if you really want to do something, you can do it. And with practice, and with good instruction, and with a humble attitude, you can do it. That's what Kung Fu means. You know, Bruce Lee and all these cocky people turned the word Kung Fu into something about martial arts. Kung Fu literally means hard work and persistence builds skill. That's what Kungfu means in Chinese. So anything you want to do in life, if you want to be a good accountant, if you want to be a good teacher, if you want to have a fight commentary channel, it all takes Kung Fu. So Kung Fu is not about fighting. It's not even about Chinese martial art. A Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy has Kung Fu because it took him dedication and persistence to get good. Same thing with a guy who practices boxing or a guy who practices Shansho or any Chinese martial art and gets good. You have Kung Fu. So this boxer, his inspiring story shows in Chinese, 他下了功夫. In other words, he developed Kung Fu because persistence, not giving up. On top of that, sometimes a weakness can actually be turned into a strength. Okay, he fights with one hand, but now he can experiment with other ways to supplement his one arm. He switches so smoothly between southpaw and orthodox. He just moves his head in a different way. And it's very, very inspiring. So guys, I just wanted to show this interview and translate it for you guys, because a lot of times in life, you think life throws you curveballs, and it's very easily to be depressed. It's very easily to feel demotivated. But you can always turn your life around, and you can always do what you want to do. That's the message I wanted to give to you guys, and that's the analysis / lesson I learned from this guy. He really can't fight with his right hand, and I was wrong about in the previous video with him that he was purposely not using his right hand. He actually can't use his right hand. So this is Xiong Chengcheng. This is the guy that beat the Wing Chun master. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was Fight Commentary Breakdowns.